Caleb, the BookTube Turtle, and today we are taking the Myers-Briggs test for my book characters. So I'm recording this on Zoom so that I can share my screen and you can see me and the screen. So I'm sorry that the camera quality is kind of bad, but it's fine. We're going for it. So this is inspired by my friend Bree, who on Instagram is Bookstar Bree. I will put her thing down here so you can see it. She took personality tests for her characters because she was trying to understand them better. And then we were talking about what we thought Jessie would be. So then I was like, well, why don't I just take the personality test for Emma and Jessie and see what they get? So here we are. um, and I'm not completely sure. I know 100% Jessie is an introvert. There's no question about that. But as far as everything else, I'm not completely sure. And I'm not really sure on anything for Emma. I feel like she could maybe be extrovert, but I'm not sure. So we're gonna find out. But we're gonna start taking it for Emma first. So you regularly make new friends. Let's say this one, she's pretty friendly. You spend a lot of your time exploring various random topics that pique your interest. See, here's the thing. What point in the series are we gonna take this for though? Because if this is back at the beginning of her time at the academy, it would be a hard disagree because they're not allowed to do that. But if it's afterwards, okay, so we're just gonna go with after book one. That's what we're gonna go with. I'd say, I don't know, we're gonna go in the middle. Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry too. Yes. You often make a backup plan for a backup plan. Yeah, I'd agree with that. You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. Yes. At social events, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. I'm gonna say slight disagree. I feel like she is more likely to go up to people that she doesn't know very well and talk to them, especially compared to Jessie. You prefer to completely finish one project before starting another. I don't know, we're kind of in the middle on that one. You are very sentimental. Um, she can be, but I feel like not really. So we're gonna go with this slightly disagree. You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. Yes. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Oh, definitely. That, yes. We're gonna go with big agree. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and starting a conversation. You are not too interested in discussing various interpretations and analyses of creative works. I'm gonna go with slightly disagree. She's really analytical and stuff. You're more inclined to follow your head than your heart. Yes. Emma definitely does that. I mean, not that she just doesn't care about anything or anyone, but she does think a lot more logically. You usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given moment instead of planning a particular daily routine. I'm gonna disagree with that one. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. That's a big disagree, especially in the beginning, when she was still at the academy, she was very concerned about the way that people saw her, especially the ambassador, because she was just I want to impress her so that I am in the top spots of my year so that I can go on a mission. So a big disagree. You enjoy participating in group activities. Yeah, we'll do a slight agree. You like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretation of the ending. I feel like she wouldn't like that. Your happiness comes more from helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments. We're gonna go with slight disagree. I feel like she is very driven and has these goals for herself, and she's I'm gonna go get them. But then definitely as the series progresses, she does become more helpful to others also accomplishing their own goals. Yeah, I can't say what I was about to say because it's kind of a spoiler. Okay. You are interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose what to try next. We're gonna go with slight disagree. I feel like she pretty much knows the kind of thing she likes. I like definitely in book one when she's like discovering things for the first time, there is that kind of like figuring out what she likes kind of thing. You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worst. That's like literally her and Jesse. Like they're both always like, this isn't going well. You avoid leadership roles in group settings, disagree. She wants to be the one, like, leading the charge. You're definitely not an artistic type of person. I'm gonna do small disagree. You think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on their feelings. I mean, just because she tends to be more logical than emotional, I don't think she thinks that that's how it should be. I'm gonna go in the middle here. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. I can see her doing that. You enjoy watching people argue? No. You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself? No, we're gonna say no. Your mood can change very quickly. It depends on the situation for her. I'm gonna go with that though. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you. Yeah, I can see her doing that. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. Um, I don't think so. I feel like she's got it together, I feel like. We're gonna go with this middle one. Have you always been fascinated by the question of what, if anything, happens after death? I don't think so. I like at this point, I think they're just trying to not die in general. They're not really concerned about what would happen if they died. So we're gonna go with this one. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. Yes. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. Um, I feel like it would depend on what exactly they're discussing. We're gonna go in the middle. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours. Um, yeah, I don't think empathize would be like the correct thing for her. Um, I feel like in certain situations, she could connect with somebody even if their experiences were different, but I feel like generally, I feel like she could sympathize but not empathize. You usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible. No. You rarely second guess the choices you've made. Yes. After a long and exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need. Yeah, she does like being around other people, and which is why I feel like she's an extrovert. You enjoy going to art museums. She's never really been to one. We're just gonna go in the middle. I don't know. You've often had a hard time understanding other people's feelings. Yes, she also has a hard time understanding her own feelings. You like to have a to-do list for each day. Yeah, I can see her being organized like that. You rarely feel insecure. I disagree. You avoid making phone calls. No, she'll totally make a phone call. You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are different from your own. Um, I feel like she's better about it than she was in the beginning. Because in the beginning, she was just like, I'm gonna kill you. And I don't care what you say. But I feel like we're gonna go with this little one. I feel like she's a lot better about it now that she understands that there's so much more out there than what she thought. In your social circle, you are often the one who contacts your friends and initiates activities. I don't know, they're kind of all together all the time. We're gonna go with this little one. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. Yes. You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago. Oh, I could see her being like that. You rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. Um, I don't know. I feel like she might actually do a little bit of that. Like, this whole idea of like what's the point, and like they just go through so much throughout this series. So, but I don't know if it's like in the sense that this question is talking about. We're gonna just go in the middle. Your emotions control you more than you control them. I feel like now that time has passed, I feel like she does have a pretty good control over them. So we're gonna go with this little one. Take great care not to make people look bad, even when it is completely their fault. Yeah, I could see her doing that. Especially some things in book 2. I'm trying to be careful, like, not to say anything that would spoil book 2 because I know not everybody has read it yet because it just came out a couple months ago. So hopefully I have not accidentally spoiled anything. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts. That doesn't feel like her. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it would take them to feel disappointed in you. No, she's pretty like in agreement. I guess she's like, yeah, I am awesome. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. No. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. I don't think she really cares. Like, either way. You feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres. Yeah. You know at first glance how someone is feeling. I say no. She's getting better about knowing what Jesse's feeling. You are often feel overwhelmed. Yeah. You complete things methodically without skipping over steps. Yeah, she's very careful in what she does most of the time. You're very intrigued by labeling. Wait, you are very intrigued by things labeled as controversial. I don't know if it goes either way. Like, I mean, they're just trying to survive out here. You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more. Yeah, I could see her doing that. You struggle with deadlines. No. You feel confident that things will work out for you. Uh, I feel like she is a bit more optimistic than a neutral position and a bit more optimistic than Jessie. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Let me move my little person over here. Okay, so your personality type for Emma is executive, ESTJ. Interesting. Okay, so the mind. This trait determines how we interact with our environment. She is 74% extroverted, so I was correct on that. Energy. This trait shows where we direct our mental energy. We have intuitive and observant. She's 59% observant. That actually makes sense. Like she she takes things in and like analyzes things. Like so that makes sense. Nature. This trait determines how we make decisions and cope with emotions. She's 55% thinking over feeling, which definitely tracks. Because like I've been saying, she like obviously is dealing with a lot of like emotion related things because of some stuff that happens in book 1, but once she like gets a hold on it, she's able to be more thinking than feeling, basically. Tactics. This trait reflects our approach to work, planning, and decision making. She is 81% judging versus prospecting. That makes sense. I am also a J, and I am like very organized and stuff, and I feel like Emma's like that too. And finally, identity. This trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. She's turbulent. Well, I guess it is really pretty close between like 47 and 53. Interesting. I would have said that she would be more like assertive and just like, yeah, this is what I decided, I'm going for it. So I don't know if I agree with that one. Oh, this is like a whole long thing. Ooh, I want to know about romantic relationships though. Executives are fairly unique in that their relationships don't really change as they progress from dating phase into more steady long-term relationships and further into marriage because they value honesty and straightforwardness. Ooh, that's true. People with the executive personality type are likely to be clear about who they are, what they're like, and what their goals are from the start, and to stick to those statements long term. As long as their partner is able to take them with their word well suit, they are bound to be extremely stable relationship. See, that's a whole conversation they have in book two, where Emma's just like, I need you to be honest with me and just like tell me what is going on. Um, so I definitely agree with that. Strengths and weaknesses. Dedicated, strong-willed, direct and honest, loyal, patient, reliable, enjoy creating order. That is true. Excellent organizers. Weaknesses, inflexive and stubborn. Oh my gosh, she's so stubborn. This is true. Jesse's also stubborn though. They're both so stubborn, which is why they argue sometimes because they just like butt heads and it's like, yeah. Uncomfortable with unconventional situations. Yeah, that actually kind of makes sense if you like apply it to her being in the human world for the first time and not really knowing what's going on. Judgmental, they have a strong conviction about what is right, wrong, and acceptable. Um, yeah. Too focused on social status, difficult to relax. Agreed. Emma, when does she ever relax? Difficulty expressing emotion. Yes. She's working on it. Okay. Okay, so we're taking this for Jesse now. You regularly make new friends. No. And a lot of free time exploring various random topics to pique your interest. I feel like he would be more interested in doing this than Emma would. Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry. Yes. You often make a backup plan for a backup plan. Listen, this boy doesn't even have a plan. Like, he's just doing whatever. So, yeah, we're gonna disagree with that. Usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. Major disagree. Like he'll go off. At social events, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. Very much agree. You prefer to completely finish one project before starting another. We're gonna big agree with that. Like that boy's been working on finding the academy for several years and doesn't care about anything else. You're very sentimental. I would agree with that. He's more sentimental than Emma. He liked to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. No. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Oh, that would be a big agree. He's got so much. He's just always worried. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Big disagree. He would never do that. You are not too interested in discussing various interpretations and analyses of creative works. I don't think he cares either way. You are more inclined to follow your head than your heart. That's a disagree. Like he is very much driven by his heart than his head, especially compared to Emma. You usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given moment instead of planning a particular daily routine. I'd agree with that. He's a lot more spontaneous and impulsive. The spontaneous part is good. The impulsive part, not so much. You really worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. See, he doesn't like people, but he wants to be liked. So I feel like he would kind of worry about how he comes off to others, even though he doesn't want to be around others. You enjoy participating in group activities? No. You like books and movies that make you come with your own interpretation of the ending? I don't know if he cares either way. Your happiness comes more from helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments. I guess it like depends on like what we're talking. Because like he is so focused on finding the academy and taking the academy down, especially at the beginning. But I don't know. I feel like it might be kind of in the middle now. I'm gonna go with a small. You're interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose what to try next. I would say disagree with that. You're prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worst. 100% agree. Like he is such a ball of anxiety. Like he's always he's got a lot of pessimistic qualities. You avoid leadership roles in group settings. Yes, he would rather somebody else do that. You're definitely not. I don't know either way. Like he's just kind of. Can we go back? I meant to click this one because I don't really know, but I feel like he's not inclined to go an artistic route. You think the world would be a better place if people rely more on rationality and less on their feelings. You prefer to let me see, to relax. Yes. See, neither Emma or Jesse are very relaxed people. You enjoy watching people argue. You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself 100%. He's like, don't look at me, don't talk to me. I am not here. Your mood can change very quickly. Yes. Like, it does not take much for him to go off, either in like a angry, upset kind of way, or like a I'm gonna break down and cry kind of way. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you. Which is the little one. No, we're gonna quit that one. Indecisive. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. I feel like that is kind of him. Like he does put things off a lot of times. You've always been fascinated by the question of what if anything happens after death. Like I said, they're more focused on just like not dying. But I do feel like he would be more interested in it than Emma. So we're gonna go with this little one. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. I'd pick the middle one because he does like being around like his siblings and Emma. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. I don't think he really cares. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are different from yours. See, I feel like because he's been through so much trauma, especially prior to the start of the series, I feel like he would have an easier time empathizing with other people than Emma. You usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible. We're gonna agree with that because I feel like he does like to wait until the last minute and then he just kind of like impulsively does stuff. You rarely second guess the choices you have made. Big disagree. Again, anxiety all the time. After a long and exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need. Absolutely not. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. I feel like he's more in tune with it than Emma is, but he also just sometimes it just like but we're gonna go with this middle one. I feel like he's more spontaneous than that. You rarely feel insecure. Big disagree. Again, all of anxiety. You avoid making phone calls. I kind of feel like maybe he would. Like if he was like a person today in like the now times, just like a regular person and not in the situation of the series, I feel like he would be like me and be like, I don't want to make a phone call. We'll go with this little one. You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are different from your own. I feel like he would be better at this than Emma, just because he's lived more time in the human world and, wasn't as indoctrinated as Emma was. In your social circle, you are often the one to initiate activities. Absolutely not. Like, he'll go to things, but he is not going to be the one to plan it. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. Yes, like, oh, this new girl showed up and wants to hang out with me all the time. Sure, but like, as long as I can still find the academy and take them down. You're so bothered by mistakes you made a long time ago. That would definitely be him. You rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. I feel like he kind of would, just because of everything he's been through. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Oh, yes. Like, emotional boy. You take great care not to make people look bad, even when it's completely their fault. I think this is disagree because, like, if somebody does something that makes him not like them, he's gonna be like, I don't like you, and here's why. Especially like with the character in book 2, and he's just like, this character's sketchy, and I'm not gonna lie about that. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts. Yeah. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you. This is 100% Jesse. Because he's just like, how long until they don't like me anymore? Poor boy's just been there so much. You love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. Yes. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. I don't think he cares. You feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres and quiet, intimate places. That's a big disagree. You know at first glance how someone is feeling. I feel like he'd be better at that than Emma would. So, even though he's sometimes, like I said, it's just over his head. So we're gonna do the little one. Ooh, okay, then this is the last page. You often feel overwhelmed. 100% agree. Like he's always kind of freaking out. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. Disagree. Like I said, impulsive. So, like, sometimes are there steps? He doesn't know them. He's just doing whatever. You are intrigued by things labeled as controversial. I don't know. We're at the little one. He would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more. I feel like he would do that. You struggle with deadlines. That's not really applicable, I don't feel like. You feel confident that things will work out for you. Disagree. He's poor kid. He's always just like, things are bad. They're not gonna get better. Life is terrible. Okay, I don't know what just happened, but like I was talking about the results and apparently like I don't stop recording or something. I don't know. But anyway, he got the mediator, which is an INFP. He was an INFP-T. Oh, gosh, I don't even have the wait, where did it what? Oh my gosh, the thing isn't up there anymore that it had all like his like little bars and stuff. But as I guessed, he was like 90% introvert. I do remember that one. Which like I knew that. Um, but okay, so we were talking about Emma being turbulent, but it was almost like 50-50. Jesse's was 97% turbulent, which is 100% accurate because he's kind of all over the place and I mean, he's a fairly turbulent person, so I definitely agree with that this time. And then for the N, he was a lot more intuitive than observant, which is like the opposite of Emma, and that does make sense. And he was an F instead of a T, so he's more based in feeling than thinking, which also makes sense because, like I said, he's a lot more emotion based. And then the P, prospecting, I think. Which also makes sense because he is a lot more spontaneous / impulsive than, carefully planning things out. So I'm on the INFP page, even though we don't have his results up here anymore, which I'm annoyed by. Like, where did they go? I don't know, I like clicked something and it got crazy and then it didn't like record me when I was talking about the results originally. I'm annoyed. Okay, anyway, it's fine. Strengths, empathetic, generous, open-minded, creative, passionate, idealistic. Weaknesses, unrealistic, nothing in this world is perfect, and difficult truth. See, I feel like he doesn't have an issue with that though. Like he's just like, yeah, I'm aware that the world is actually terrible and I hate everything and myself. Like I feel like he's aware. Self-isolating, yep. Unfocused, emotionally vulnerable, yes. Self-critical. But yeah, that's all on board. Romantic relationships. There are dreamers and idealists, especially when it comes to romance. People with this personality type believe in the power and beauty of true love, and they sincerely hope they never settle for anything less. They approach the world romance with high expectations. Many mediators come to learn that true love doesn't magically happen. It takes compromise, understanding, and work. See, that is like 100% true. Like, and we especially see that in like book 2 because he's just like, I don't understand why this isn't working and why it's not like all great and stuff. And I was just like, we need to communicate and be on the same page about things. So like this definitely tracks. Friendships. They're always trying to make easy to make friends. They're looking for lasting, authentic friendships. See, that makes sense because like he doesn't really have a lot of friends and he doesn't really want a lot of friends. But like with the friends that he does have, he's pretty close to them at this point. So yeah, that was me taking the personality tests for Emma and Jessie. Again, Emma was the executive, she was an ESTJ-T, and Jessie was the mediator and INFP-T. And yeah, this was fun. I always find like personality stuff really interesting. So let me know what you think about the personality types that they got, and let me know if I should take more of these for other characters within Beyond the Gates or even just like other YA book characters. Like I just find this like really fun and interesting. So yeah, let me know if this is a type of video you would like to see more of. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.